Hey, it's Matt Bubala here with another Fountain Report conversation. We're very excited to be joined today by Dr. Peter Weinstein. He is the founder and owner of Veterinary Ownership Advocates. Thank you so much for being with us again.
Thank you, Matt. Always good to see you.
It's great to see you. So with all the talk we've followed in the Fountain Report very closely this year, the numbers. Visits are down, invoices are down, all of these things that seem to be headwinds. Why is it a good time to look into private practice ownership?
It's a great time to look into private practice ownership because the community, the pet owning community, is looking for things that are different. And I think we as a profession are looking for new ways of delivering practice experiences for clients and for patients. And when you own something, you set the vision, you set the direction, and you help give clients maybe what they need by asking what they need. So I think it's a great opportunity to start to build some different business models that address the specific requests and needs of our pet owning community. And that could be hours that you're open, it could be cost of care, it could be services that you provide, or it could be a specific breed that you take care of. I mean, we've got pet practices that take care of only cats. Maybe we have a practice that only takes care of hunting dog puppies, or whatever the case may be.
All right, so if there's a veterinarian watching this who's always been thinking, maybe I want to own, maybe I should do it, what is the first step? What should they think of before they do anything else?
I think it always helps to have a dream. It helps to have a goal. It helps to have an aspiration. You don't want to just buy a job. What you want to do is buy a vision. You want to buy a career and a business that will give back to you as a veterinarian, give back to your community from that standpoint, give back to your clients and customers, and also leave a legacy. What is it, the message that you want to share going forward? We're not in veterinary medicine most of the time from an economic or transactional standpoint. We're in it for the passion that we have and the relationships that we want to build. So I think it really starts with having a vision. And if you buy somebody else's practice, you may have to change the vision that currently exists. But if you're doing a startup, then you create that vision and you build it to deliver for your community and for yourself. And you also want to build a business that can sustain without you. So built upon your vision, but will leave a legacy down the road.
I want to ask you about, you just mentioned buying another practice or starting your own. What do you think of, like if you were doing it right now, what would you do?
It's a great question because we have opportunities on both sides of the ledger. The banks are eager to loan on purchasing hospitals or doing startups. If you enjoy going into a business and maybe doing some fixing up and making somebody else's business yours, then you buy an existing practice. If you're currently working at that practice and you have the opportunity to purchase it, then that's a great opportunity because you don't have those downtimes that occur when you're doing a startup. On the other hand, if you really want to build your dream, you build it from the ground up. I think a lot of it has to do with aspirations. I think a lot of it has to do with cash flow and whether you can sustain for a period of time while you're ramping up a startup, and whether you want to go in and try to remodel somebody else's work. I think optimally we need to take many of the existing practices who have associates and make them and encourage them to be the exit strategy for a lot of the current owners.
All right, so I've decided I'm not going to start my own. I don't want to do it completely from scratch. I want to buy a practice. Do you recommend buying a practice that's doing really well, that's maybe going to cost me some more, or finding a practice that's underperforming that I maybe could get a better valuation on that I can build up?
Both are great opportunities. If you've got a good cash flow practice and you can get the bank loans necessary for that, you can walk into a practice that's pretty much turnkey and have great cash flow for yourself and for your team. And you make a couple of tweaks from a marketing standpoint, maybe from a service standpoint, and you can grow that practice exponentially very quickly. If you go into a fixer-upper, you're going to probably have some cash that you're going to outlay to make the fixes or changes that are necessary. You may have to completely change the team that's there because philosophically your approach may be different from the one that previously existed. So I really think that it depends on where you are in your career, how eager you are to make changes, or how much you really just want to go in and take a practice that's currently running and just keep it running really well and just put a little new coat of paint instead of moving the walls.
What is the biggest mistake you see when somebody decides they want to own? What's the biggest mistake that you're like, guys, you got to do this a little different?
The biggest mistake most veterinarians make is thinking they need to do everything on their own. The most important thing you can do is build a success team. And these are people who are going to tell you the way it is, good, bad, and ugly. And there is no shortage of ugly. They could be accountants, they could be attorneys, and you might need multiple types of attorneys, contract attorneys, real estate attorneys. They should be consultants, financial planners, architects, they're IT people, marketing people. Veterinarians who are watching this, do what you do best and hire the rest.
And it's really hard, right? Because we want to save money. When we're going into something like this, we're looking for where do I truly have to spend? Where can I do things myself? But you would say, don't rely too much on I can do this myself.
Pound wise and penny foolish. I think Benjamin Franklin, if I'm not incorrect, and I may be wrong, so don't hold me to that. But yeah, you'll save money up front and spend it later. Do it right the first time so you don't have to play Mr. Fix-It. We are great MacGyvers, but we also end up spending a lot of time cleaning up a mess because we didn't get the right help at the right time. Build yourself a success team. Trust them. Let them be there to help you be guided along the way. Let them be your guides. Do what you do best. Outsource the rest.
Dr. Peter Weinstein with Veterinary Ownership Advocates, thank you so much for being with us.
Thanks, Matt.
That's another Fountain Report Conversation. I'm Matt Bubala. We'll see you next time.